Hello everyone, my name is Edu and this is Ready Go Expat. So you're planning to move to a new country or maybe even a different city within the same country, and you're worried when you'll be able to call this new place home, when you'll be able to adapt and blend in and feel like you belong to the place. Moving abroad can be nerve-wracking and exhausting. Blending in can be tough, especially if this place is extremely different from where you're from. Even though adapting is quite difficult at the beginning, there are a few tricks you can do to help speed up the process. Ready? Go! So number one, use all those 5 expressions that you've learned in the foreign language and that you might be perhaps too shy or worried that people are gonna laugh at you because you don't have the right pronunciation or the right tone. Don't worry about that. You know, when I got to China, I learned 5 expressions and I used them and I usually just smiled and people were all very nice and very welcoming and very friendly to me. So, ni hao, zaijian, xie xie, ting bu dong, 我是巴西人. So, it was funny at the beginning because I was like, maybe they won't understand, but they all did. Most of them did. And they're all super nice to me. So use those expressions at the beginning, okay? And instead of just starting with English, because, you know, depending where you go, a lot of the population won't speak English or won't speak your native language. Bring some extra cash for the first 2 months. Now, if you're coming as a student, for example, as an exchange student to a country, and you have that budget that you have, done your research and you're gonna need for every month, bring double that budget for the first 2 or 3 months. If you are coming with a work visa and you're gonna get, a monthly salary, bring double that for the first 2 or 3 months. Why am I saying this? Because at the beginning, you don't know what is the best place, to eat, what is the cheapest place to eat, or what is the cheapest supermarket. You might need to go to the doctor. You might need to pay the deposit for housing. There are things that happen in the beginning that you don't know if you might need that extra money. And I've had friends who had to borrow some money for the first month in China. Because there in China, we had to pay, we got paid 1.5 months after we started working. And that leads to number 3, don't say no. Don't say no at the beginning. When your friends invite you to go out to maybe a weekend trip or to go out to bars, clubs, restaurants, wherever, don't say no to that. Don't say no to the new experience at the beginning. I remember in China, when I arrived there in 2015, most of my colleagues were 10 years younger than me. So we would go to like KTV, which is like karaoke in China, which is so much fun. But we would also go to other places like clubs with, loud music, expensive drinks, and just not the place I would go back home. But that's okay in the beginning. Anything is better than staying in on a Saturday night once you get to a new place. So do you know Dora the Explorer? At the beginning, when you get to a new place, be like Dora the Explorer, just explore the neighborhood, go for long walks, go walk in parks, try to explore the neighborhood where you live, the streets, maybe the district where you live, take a bus somewhere, It's fun at the beginning because everything is so new and you might end up finding a very nice local cafe or restaurant or this new, place for groceries that you hadn't known before. If you don't have foreign colleagues or friends at the beginning and language is a barrier, then find out where the expat community hangs out. I know cultural immersion is important, but it's also important to get to know people as soon as you get there. And you probably might find other expats who are going through the same situation, who are struggling, trying to meet new people and make friends. So even though it's important to, pop out of the expat bubble, just at the beginning, try to make some friends and find where the expat community is. And if you have no idea where to find expats or you don't know, depending where you are, maybe you don't know which place they hang out, there is couch surfing. I don't know if you guys know about couch surfing, but before I traveled to St. Petersburg in Russia, I didn't know anyone there, so I spent like 4 days there. And before going there, I just logged into couch surfing. I said I was traveling to St. Petersburg. I wrote the dates. And I met up with Catarina, who speaks Portuguese, and we went out for dinner one night. And she told me about the city and about Russia, and I learned a lot from her. And she got to practice her Portuguese, so it was a win-win situation at the end. Now, if you go with your family or your partner, things are gonna be a bit less, you're gonna feel less lonely in the beginning. That's right. If you go on your own and you don't know anyone, language is a barrier, you don't have many colleagues at work or friends there, or classmates if you're studying there, then I would suggest logging into a dating app, creating an account in a dating app. I know it might sound crazy, but listen, I'm just saying, go on the dating app, write it in your own language or in English, of course, if possible. Say that you don't speak the language, that you're new there, and that you like to, make new friends. And of course, be super extra careful, but why not meet for coffee somewhere or go for a meal somewhere? And yeah, it's a good way to make new friends. Number 7, observe the locals. Observe what they're doing, how they're eating, their habits. Because as much as you have read or you have watched YouTube videos about the place, when you get there are certain things that you'll only find out when you get there. So at the beginning, try to observe, before actually, coming up with your own conclusions. Observe the locals, see what they're doing, how they're doing, and this will help you as well try to blend in to the new country. Okay, now number 8, this is so annoying. Some foreigners, when they move to a new country, they compare everything to their own country. So they're saying, oh, back home, we don't do it like this. Oh, in my country, we actually do it like this. Oh, we eat it's so tiring, because even it's tiring for the people who are listening to this, but even for you, if you're comparing it all the time to your own country, and it's normal to compare in your head, it's okay. But if you're just like saying this the whole time, it's kind of like you're hitting a barrier, and you don't want to, maybe unintentionally, you don't want to be part of that other country or that other culture. So stop comparing it. Yes, it's different. Observe, look around. And try to process that in your head. And of course, externalize that, once in a while, but stop comparing it all the time, because it's not good to help speed up the process of adapting to a new place. Speaking of not comparing, try that local dish, try the local delicacies, go to that restaurant that you can barely understand the menu because it's not in English, or try that different drink, even though it's so different from your own country. Like in Vietnam, a really popular drink there is the egg coffee, and it's totally different from what I've had, what I usually drink in Brazil, the Brazilian coffee. We don't have anything like that. But yeah, try that at the beginning. Try that barbecue, you have like Korean, when I'm in Korea, like Korean barbecue is also so different from Brazilian barbecue. Try that. Don't go to McDonald's and KFC on the first week or second week, go on the third. But at the beginning, try different things, because it's also really good to understand the spices, the flavors, and the taste of that new country. Now, number 10 is a bit controversial. If you read about adapting to life in a new country, one of the things that you're going to see a lot is like, make your new home just like your old home back in your country. So bring photos of your family, bring mementos and things that will, remind you from your home back in your country, so that you can feel like you're in a new home and you belong there, etc. Well, as much as I think it's important to keep in touch with your family and friends, to bring photos, of your family and your friends, I wouldn't suggest, like some expats do, to just like hang them all on the wall in your bedroom, so every time you get there, you'll see and remember loved ones. Because at the beginning, it's not gonna be comfortable in a new country. You're gonna be feeling very vulnerable, which is good. This feeling is good, because that's the culture shock at the beginning of your process of adaptation. And if you have things that will remind you all the time of back home, then you might start feeling, sad, and bring the photos, put them in a drawer, put them somewhere, and when you need, just look at them. And of course, you have video calls, voice calls today. It's super easy. You're going to be able to keep in touch with your friends and family. And before I tell you the last tip, please remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. This helps the channel a lot. So when you have those I hate being a foreigner days, you know, those Dorothy moments, like you think there's no place like home, there's no place like home. They're gonna happen, yes. But when they happen, just, you know, take a deep breath and try to remember why you came to this place, you know. Why did you leave your country? What were the reasons that brought you to this new place? Because our brain might play tricks on us, you know, because you're gonna be feeling like vulnerable, uncomfortable during the beginning. You might think, oh, here is bad and there is good, you know. But then we tend to forget the reasons that made us come to this new place, new country at first. So remember those reasons, you know. It's normal to feel uncomfortable, but it is a stage, it is a process, you know, and it's normal, it's totally normal. So take a deep breath, try to enjoy, try to, you know, fully enjoy and immerse in this new country. And I'm sure that, you know, it's gonna pay off after, you know, some time. You're gonna see after maybe a couple of months, you're gonna be feeling great and you're gonna be feeling like you belong to the place. All right. So if you have any other tips that you might want to add to this list, please leave a comment below. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.